Welcome to Vacuum Wars, and to our review of the Dyson Clean+Wash Hygiene. It's Dyson's second attempt at a hard floor cleaner, and it's a major improvement over their first one, the Wash G1, which we weren't impressed with at all. The big question with this one is whether it's worth the roughly $500 price tag, especially when it's going up against strong competition in that same price range. We bought one with our own money and put it through all of our tests to find out. And in this video, we'll go over the pros and cons and find out if it made the Vacuum Wars Top 10 Hard Floor Cleaners list on our website, vacuumwars.com. Links are in the description, and let's get started. Starting off with the basics, the Dyson Clean+Wash Hygiene is a cordless hard floor cleaner, or vacuum mop combo. To use it, you fill the clean water tank, turn it on, and vacuum back and forth as you normally would. It mops and picks up debris at the same time. It's cordless, and when you're finished, it sits on its base and runs a self-cleaning cycle. Though using it may be the same process as most other hard floor cleaners, it works a bit differently than the other machines in this category. Most hard floor cleaners rely heavily on suction. The roller spins while water jets keep it moist, and strong suction pulls the dirty water along with any solid debris up into a single dirty water tank. The Dyson separates those two jobs. It doesn't suck solid debris into the machine the way most competitors do. Instead, the solid debris is processed mechanically within the floor head and collected in a separate tray that you can pop out, empty, and rinse. The dirty water goes into its own tank, completely separate from the solids. In our opinion, this is a more sanitary approach because you're not mixing wet and dry gunk into one slurry inside the machine. The trade-off is that you'll likely need to empty things more often than you would on a conventional model. Starting off with the pros. The Dyson Clean+Wash Hygiene is noticeably lightweight and easy to maneuver. At 3,852 grams, or about 8.5 pounds, it's significantly lighter than the roughly 4,670 gram average of the hard floor cleaners we've tested. A big reason for that is the mechanical debris system we just talked about. Because it isn't relying on a huge suction motor, the machine doesn't need the heavy hardware that usually comes with one. It doesn't have self-propel, but honestly, it's light enough that we didn't miss it. It feels nimble, ergonomic, and easy to push around without any assistance from a motor. It also has 180-degree lay flat ability, which lets it get fully under low furniture like beds and couches, something older hard floor cleaners really struggled with. And it has side cleaning on both sides of the roller, which means it gets close to walls and baseboards on either side without having to flip the machine around. Another major pro is battery life. Dyson rates it at up to 70 minutes of runtime, which is nearly double the 37-minute average we typically see on hard floor cleaners. Part of that long runtime comes from the fact that the machine doesn't need to pour a huge amount of power into suction the way the competition does. It also includes an anti-hair wrap roller system to keep hair from tangling up during use, which is a nice quality of life feature. Now onto the actual cleaning. We ran it through our stain test, which is where we use the machine as directed to clean dried on, pre-made, cold-pressed coffee stains of varying difficulties and point values. There are 4 rounds with 2 timed passes per row in each round, and the cleaner earns more points the earlier it removes each stain. The Dyson Clean+Wash Hygiene scored 107 points, which is a bit below our running average of 139 points. It didn't blow us away here, but it was certainly usable, and it was a huge step up from the Wash G1. As we've learned over the years, stain removal alone doesn't tell the full story. A machine can look good on this test if it just dumps a ton of water on the floor, which is something you actually don't want because it leads to streaking and long dry times. We also measure how much water is left behind using a paper towel that we weigh before and after the test on a very sensitive scale. That gives us what we call a water penalty score. The Dyson left 1.63 grams, which is a bit above the roughly 1 gram average. We then combine the stain score and the water penalty score into one overall mopping performance number. The Dyson came in at about 89 points, which is below the 115-point average. But again, this is a significant improvement over the Wash G1, and we'll take that as a win, given how far behind the first generation was. Another strong feature is the self-cleaning system. You set it on its base, hit the button, and the machine runs water through the brush and internal tubes to flush everything out. It also includes hot air roller drying, which blows heated air onto the roller after the cleaning cycle to dry it out on the base. That keeps the roller from staying damp between uses and helps prevent odor and bacteria buildup. It's one of the best sanitary features on any hard floor cleaner right now, and it's good to see Dyson include it here. It also has Wi-Fi connectivity and an LCD screen for real-time information. And Dyson includes 16.9 ounces of cleaning solution in the box, which is a bit more than the roughly 13-ounce average. Moving on to the cons. Suction is the first thing worth mentioning. We measure suction directly at the floor head on maximum power to get what we call usable suction. The Dyson scored 0.02 kilopascals on that test, which is dramatically below the roughly 1 kilopascal average of the hard floor cleaners we've tested. Now, this sounds worse than it actually is in practice, because the Dyson isn't really designed around suction. It processes solid debris mechanically in the floor head, so suction just isn't doing the heavy lifting that it does on most other machines. Still, it's a notable spec, and it's something to be aware of. The bigger real-world issue, and the one we saw the most in customer reviews, is the tank size. At about 0.53 liters, the clean water tank is significantly smaller than the 1 liter average. Customer feedback has been very consistent on this point. Plenty of owners mention having to stop and refill the clean water tank and empty the dirty water tank well before they finish a normal cleaning job. That's a real problem because it kind of cancels out the advantage of that long 70-minute battery life. It doesn't matter how long the battery lasts if you're stopping every few minutes to deal with the tanks. It also doesn't have some of the smart features you'll find on competitors in this price range. There's no self-propel, no dirt detect sensor, no auto adjust for suction or roller speed, and no steam. Most of those aren't deal breakers on their own, but at around $500, you're paying flagship money, and the feature list doesn't quite match what the flagship competition is offering. So the Dyson Clean+Wash Hygiene is a real improvement over Dyson's first attempt in this category. It's lightweight, it's easy to maneuver, it has a great battery life, it has hot air roller drying, and its separated debris and water system is more sanitary than what most competitors are doing. But at the same time, its mopping performance came in below average, its tanks are on the small side, and it's missing some of the smarter features you'd expect at this price point. It's currently sitting well outside of our top 10 hard floor cleaners list on our website, hovering somewhere in the mid-teens, which means there are several stronger options for around the same money. That said, if you're already a Dyson household and you really value that separated mechanical debris system and the sanitary lightweight design over raw cleaning scores, this is a perfectly serviceable machine and a real step in the right direction for Dyson. We just think there are better machines for the money on the market right now. Links are in the description to the Dyson Clean+Wash Hygiene and to our top 10 hard floor cleaners list on our website. And be sure to subscribe to Vacuum Wars before you go. Thanks for watching.
Vacuum Wars independently tests new vacuums year-round, and the links in the description are updated regularly to reflect our latest top picks across multiple categories. You'll also find detailed rankings on the Vacuum Wars website, including our top 20 robot vacuums, top cordless vacuums, and more. Every review here is unsponsored, just honest results. Subscribe so you never miss one, and tap the next video to keep watching.